So a lot of us know that Binance just became tradable in Idaho yesterday, but there's some other stuff going on in the media about Binance that could mean bad news for Safemoon. There's some charges against them of things that they allegedly did in 2017. Now we know if there's no Binance, there's no Safemoon because we're still on the blockchain. Today we're going to be talking about if that's actually bad news for Binance and what that means for Safemoon going forward. What's up guys, my name's Ty and today we're talking about all things Safemoon and what's new in the space. If you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe, comment down below. Before we get started, I'm not a financial advisor, I'm definitely not professional. I just do this to keep you involved in the Safemoon space. Now with that said, let's get into it. So starting off here, we're going to start with the Safemoon price just to kind of get a feel for where we are talking about today. So Safemoon is sitting at 0.3069 right now, down from yesterday, unfortunately. And we can come over here to safemoon.globus and we can see that the selling and buying pressure is selling at 60% and buying at 39.853%. So we are selling a lot more than buying right now. Swap and evolve progression is on count 4, about 3/4 of the way there, still sitting about where it was yesterday. So we didn't have a lot of progression yesterday, low amount of volume. So here we go over here to talking about BNB, stretches loss as Binance fights new regulatory and media battles. We'll scroll down here and read through some of this article here. We have some great information on what is going on and what just went down yesterday. With CZ, it says Binance coin, the native token of the world's largest crypto exchange. Binance has extended losses as a new regulatory scrutiny and media investigation have once again put the exchange in the spotlight, albeit not a positive manner. We're going to scroll down here to this section here. Notably, the entire crypto market is in the red today, though BNB is one of the worst hit among the top 100 coins by market capitalization. Now, take all of this with a grain of salt as well, because I think just as we're reading this, I think there's a little bit more going on behind the scenes in writing this article. So just bear with me here. Meanwhile, the coin stretched losses after reports emerging claims that U.S. regulators are investigating whether Binance broke securities rules by selling digital tokens during an initial coin offering back in 2017. According to a report by Bloomberg, citing people familiar with the matter, the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission is probing the origin of the BNB token, which is now the world's 5th biggest crypto with a market capitalization of over USD 46 billion, which we know they've gotten up to like 80 and 90 billion at some of their highest, maybe even over 100 at times. Investigators are examining whether the launch should have been registered with the agency. The report also claims that Binance faces multiple investigations in Washington, adding that the SEC is looking at market-making companies tied to the CEO, CZ. So let's see, let's come down here. CZ came here and he responded to them. He said, "We highly suggest you ignore these authors and pundits who cherry-pick data, rely conveniently unverifiable leaks from regulators, and feed into the cult crypto paranoia of fame or financial gain." And then CZ posted this, "Build debunks FUD. This is 50 pages of email records between our cybersecurity team and the cherry-picking, misleading, time-wasting journalists. If you have time to waste, see the details and truth for yourself." So CZ is obviously fighting this. This was just posted yesterday. And it says down here, notably, this is not the first time Binance and Reuters have gone head-to-head. In other special report in April, Reuters claimed Binance is head of Russia and agreed to share client data with Russian authorities, which Binance immediately denied, saying that the news investigation was categorically false. It should be noted that the article used outdated information from 2019 and unverified personal attestation as a crutch to establish false narratives. So there's two sides to the story, and it looks like the media is really trying to take Binance out. Interesting. I think there are definitely bigger players behind this trying to take Binance out because they know that it is the biggest exchange. It's a big threat to traditional financial institutions, and traditional financial institutions do control the media in a big sense. So I think that there are definitely some bigger things going on here. There are bigger people at play that are trying to attack Binance, it looks like. But this is important because Safemoon is still on the Binance Smart Chain. And there's a ton of projects on the Binance Smart Chain. So if Binance goes down or if they stall BNB or payments or anything coming in and out of Binance for a while, that's going to affect us hugely, you know? So that is why it is so important that Safemoon gets the hell out of Binance and gets our own exchange going, because we are like under the gun with them. And obviously the same thing can really happen to Safemoon, especially when we start getting bigger. Obviously there's already been investigations and stuff like that Safemoon's gone up against, but as we get bigger, these big dogs are going to come after us too, because we're going to be a threat to them. So this stuff is always going to be happening, but at least if we're on our own exchange, it mitigates the amount of exposure that we have. You know, if we're getting exposed to our own stuff and Binance's stuff and whatever, then you know it's way bigger of a problem. So that is crazy, and we'll keep an eye on that and see what happens. But I'm rooting for Binance, and I think the Safemoon Army needs to stay behind Binance and keep on supporting it. We had a interesting tweet from John Caroni here. He said there were some new updates, upgrades, evolutions announced at Apple's WWDC 2022 that Safemoon can definitely use. It's great when one ecosystem evolves, which then helps other ecosystems evolve as well, which then helps others, etc. Safemoon 32. So there were some really great updates. I don't know if you guys watched the WWDC this year. There were some great updates, but the one that I think that Safemoon might actually be able to use, I'm not sure how, because most of the updates had to do with like FaceTiming and some smaller iOS updates and more like UX design and that sort of stuff. But one that I think Safemoon might be more interested in is updates to messages and payments. iOS 16 will also come with more key and wallet options, which might speed up your switch from analog wallet to a digital one. Perhaps unsurprisingly for a company that has already ventured into financial services, Apple is getting into the buy now and pay later craze. When iOS 16 arrives, a feature called Apple Pay Later will let shoppers pay for purchases across interest-free installments. Considering the popularity of services such as Affirm, Afterpay, and Klarna, that it is possible for the approach from Apple, it could pick up traction fast. However, it may face scrutiny from regulators and critics who say it can lead people into debt. So this is the only thing that has to really do with financial that Apple announced, and so this might be something that Safemoon adopts, or they're getting ideas from for the Safemoon wallet or the Safemoon card in the future. Now we know that a lot of financial institutions have these types of things. Credit cards have been around forever, and some of those institutions are the largest ones because of it. People falling into debt is a great way for a company to make money. Not that it is a good way or respectable way, but it is a way to make money. So this maybe is something that Safemoon is wanting to get into after they see how it goes with Apple and that sort of thing. But there are also some other things announced as far as widgets, including widgets and how things integrate in the UI design and stuff like that. And that could be some things that they could use in the Safemoon wallet. Now, I'm not sure if there's anything updated like in the App Store or for app developers. So if some things were announced for that, maybe that is what John is referring to when he's saying that Safemoon can definitely use some of the things that were announced. So we will see what Safemoon means by that in the future, but I love that they are watching Apple closely, one of the big dogs, and a respectable one in the community that comes up with great innovative ideas. Over here we have a community post that is going on for one more day. Who has the top crypto community? We have over 2,000 votes so far, and Safemoon is winning at 67.6%. We are crushing this one already, and SHIB is in second place. Now I'm actually surprised that Doge is not even playing really. So I thought that Doge would have a little bit more of a say in this, and we'll see if they end up playing. But yeah, Doge is not doing very well in this poll so far. We'll check in on that again tomorrow. Now over here in the broader crypto space, here is what U.S. senators put in the new crypto-friendly bill. Now there is a new bill that really affects NFTs and how they are integrated into the financial systems. There's a bunch of bullet points here that we're going to read through just so we know exactly what's going on in that bill, and then we will finish the video there. So the first thing that this does, it creates definitions for digital asset, virtual currency, payment stablecoin, smart contract, and similar important terms used in this space. Second thing that it does, it provides a de minimis exclusion of up to USD $200 per transaction from a taxpayer's gross income for use of virtual currency for payment for goods and services under specified conditions. Next thing that this bill is going to do, it clarifies the definition of broker for the purpose of Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act's new reporting requirement on digital assets, delaying the implementation date to January 1st, 2025. This also specifies that certain decentralized autonomous organizations are business entities for the purpose of the tax code. The next thing it does, it establishes the digital asset landing agreements that are not generally taxable events. It also requires the IRS to adopt guidance or clarifications on long-standing issues in the digital asset industry. It also declares that digital assets obtained from mining or staking activities do not form a part of a taxpayer's gross income until the disposition of those assets, which is great. That's how, crypto's worked anyways. It makes a clear distinction between digital assets that are commodities or securities. It grants the CFTC exclusive spot market jurisdiction over all fungible digital assets which are not securities. And lastly, it requires all issues of payment of stablecoin to 1. Maintain high quality liquid assets valued at 100% of the face value of all outstanding payment stablecoins. 2. Provide public disclosure on the assets backing the stablecoin and their value. And 3. Have the ability to redeem all outstanding payment stablecoin at par in legal tender. So that is the update that we have coming from this bill here. It's really affecting just how NFTs and stablecoins are affected in the overall financial market. But it's great that we're being recognized and they're finding ways to work it into the system. Now, it is interesting that they're putting a bunch of rules on this. And that's kind of the point of DeFi, is that it's not government centralized. And so it's interesting that the government is stepping in and taking a little bit of control over it. But ultimately, I do think this is what we want. And I think this is how mass adoption happens. As long as the government isn't the one that's working it. And, obviously because they can't print more crypto, they can't do anything like that. It's not controlled in that way. So the value cannot be changed in the same way that the US dollar can be changed and that sort of thing, because they can print more. So all in all, we're staying behind Binance. Hopefully this all comes out in a way that is positive, and we will stick behind them, because Safemoon needs the Binance Smart Chain to stay afloat. And then hopefully the Safemoon exchange drops soon so that we are less exposed to this kind of stuff when Binance is under heat from media and that sort of thing. So that's going to be it for the video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please hit the subscribe button down below. Like the video, comment to support the channel. I would really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys in the next one.
Well, not necessarily. She could be stuck just inside the tube. Inside the... Hold on!
Veruca! Sweetheart!